Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome to this episode of Rock Talk with Rick. Hanging out in the new King of the Attic studio with Mr. Ryan Ruicci. The jukebox experience, baby, right?
Yeah, live
Right
jukebox
on,
experience, man.
How you doing? I haven't seen you in a while.
I am doing fantastic, man.
You are?
Yeah. Cannot complain.
I see you brought your father for backup tonight, eh?
I did.
Yeah.
Last time I was here, you guys roughed me up.
And he's got
me in here.
he's got his cane with him just in case. I told him I could modify that and put a nice knife in there or something. You
Absolutely. Well, it's already in there. You don't even know. He's like, little does he know.
So tell us what's happening with you.
Well, I've been doing, as you know, my live jukebox experience. Yeah. So that's
Explain to these people what that's about.
Yeah. So I started about actually right after the last time I was here. I started doing solo acoustic music by myself.
That was like in
that was
20.
Yeah.
It's been a couple years.
It's been a while. Yeah.
So.
But what I found was I was going out and I had my 40 songs or whatever, and then I learned more and then more. And then I'd find that people would always come up and ask for requests. Hey man, you know some Neil Young? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. Well, what about some Bob Dylan? I don't know Bob Dylan. What about this? I'm like, I don't know. So
can't please everybody.
Yeah, I'm like, it's like winning the lottery with people. So it's like, if you could pick 7 songs that I know, let's go buy a lottery ticket. Yeah. So I decided that, hey, you know what? Let me give people a choice of what I know. Right. So I decided to set it up so they can make requests based on what I know. And I've got a huge repertoire now. I'm up to 133 songs.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I memorize everything because I like to engage with the crowd. I like to engage with the audience. I look at the audience and I go to look at my lyrics and I swear to God,
forget where you were.
I have no idea where I am and I panic and I'm like, and then you forget where
So
you're
it's better
playing
off
at.
just to know them.
So I just, I'd rather just learn the songs, memorize them. And it's like anything. I mean, it's like, just like guys can play scales 100 miles an hour, it's because they practice them. I practice memorizing songs. So it's, once you do it, I can learn a song in 3 or 4 days, have it memorized top to bottom and ready to go. So, I build most of my set list based on what people request and, of course, what I like. And then as it grew, I started using Google Forms, and I created a Google form with all my songs, and then I used a link tree to put all my links in there. So and I bought the website livejukeboxexperience.com. Go there, and and now so now whenever anybody comes to my show, I've got table stands out. They can scan my QR code, see all the songs I do, and I call it the Live Jukebox Experience because it's like a jukebox. It's not really requests, but you're able to pick songs. And I've had such a great response from it. People love it because, they're not, people will enjoy what I play, I'm sure, either way. But if you can play something that people want to hear, a song that they like, especially because I have that repertoire.
Yeah.
I don't want to go out and play a whole bunch of Pearl Jam songs for people that want to hear something from the 70s and vice versa, So it really, even if I only get 10 or 15 requests, it really gives me a taste of what the crowd wants to hear, and then I know where to go with the show.
Now, how did you come up with this?
Again, it was just a matter of, like I said, people were asking for songs, trial and error. Yeah, just a little bit, and it's still growing. And I think back, and I think back, and it hasn't really been that long. I think really I started doing the links and everything probably in December, so it's only been about 5 months that I've been doing it with the links on the QR code, and it's evolved like anything, right? It started out with a ratty looking QR code, and I had a bunch of QR, tip me, go to my page, I had all these QR codes, and then a buddy of mine says, what are you doing? This is so messy looking. He's like, you need one QR code.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, and he pointed me to Linktree, which, you can have one QR code and then all your pages, right? So they can go there and they can just go to wherever they want. Yeah. So I started using that, and I started, I looked online for a request app, and there's a lot for DJs.
Yes.
But I'm not a DJ, and it doesn't really fit. And I like the fact that it's all live too, right? So people don't have to come up to me. They can sit in their seats. They can choose a song. They can make a request, a dedication, tell me their name or don't tell me their name, and it gets kind of fun.
How do you see that?
So I have just a tablet attached to my mic stand.
Okay.
And they just pop up as people enter them. So it's just on a spreadsheet.
I see.
It's live. So as people are adding songs, I see who, a song comes up, who requested it. If they decide to put their name in, if they want to say something, and it gets, I mean, when there's drunk people, it gets pretty funny. I mean, people are like,
I could imagine.
yeah.
Could people send you tip money out like that?
Absolutely, yes. So
Yeah.
so once they make the request, it takes them to a page where they can go and visit my Facebook page or my Instagram or leave me a tip. Again, that was the whole tipping thing. I find that Canada doesn't really have much of a tipping culture for musicians.
Not at all.
No, it's it's something that I think we need because
Yes.
because musicians, I'm still getting paid the same or less sometimes as what I was getting paid when I was 14 and 15
I
years
know,
old.
it sucks. I got musicians come on complain all the time that the money before the pandemic was better than it is now.
Yeah.
Well, because people, you got a bar and you couldn't sell beer, you couldn't put people in it for 2 years or a year or whatever. You struggled, you had to use your savings. Now you're getting acts in. You don't want to pay that big buck,
Yeah.
right? I've had people tell me that they're like bands, I'm not going to mention the bands, but they were thinking of dumping the band thing and going like a duo or single because there's no money in the bands.
Oh, absolutely.
They're not
Yeah.
making the money they used to make. They're making $700-800 for a gig. Now they're getting $5
Yeah, absolutely.
for a 5-piece band.
Yeah, and it's tough, Like, I mean, especially that's like, think about a tank of gas is $50-60, on a small car. If you
Well,
gotta drive a van, you're probably filling it up $200.
And you're talking, you need a small PA.
Absolutely,
And you got a tablet, you got everything else.
It's
It
not
adds
cheap.
up.
Yeah, exactly. And I understand. I understand that, bars and restaurants, they're still trying to recover from, they had a rough go of it. I get it.
Yeah.
But there needs to be some compromise there. So I think that's where the tipping has to come in. So
Yeah.
I do
So do
try
I.
to promote that, and I think it's very important that other musicians do the same. I think if everybody kind of goes that route, because I find people are willing to tip,
Yeah.
And there are some decent online options. I use Square for my tips. So
Yeah, I heard that's pretty good
yeah,
too.
and I tried PayPal. It was a little bit
You
messy.
got that
'cause-
little unit?
yeah, well, I don't have the unit actually. You don't need it because I use my
Oh,
QR
you
code.
use
It
it,
just
yeah,
goes
okay.
right, and I just click tip me, and or I could have a QR code that goes straight
Yeah.
to the tip. But when I was in Nashville back in May of last year, so about almost a year ago, and I couldn't believe the tips. The tips they had these buckets, like big buckets, and they
States,
were
eh?
falling out, and the stage is covered with dollar
Crazy.
bills. And QR codes on there, and they're making that. They play just for tips. There,
Yeah, yeah.
and they're making a living doing it. Now,
Yeah.
I mind you, it's Nashville, and
Yeah, yes.
the right. It's the right scene, but I think if we had the right scene around here, because we have some good scenes. I mean, St. Catharines has always had a great scene downtown.
I just think
St.
Canada is a little bit more conservative than the average person, right?
Absolutely,
And that's what it is. They have to be kind of, once they see other people doing it, they might follow suit and start
Absolutely,
to
yeah,
tip
yeah.
out. I think it's a good thing too.
And it
You
is
know.
it is picking up. I mean, I know other people. I know Thomas Nelson from Thomas Nelson Band. He was never even thought about putting a tip jar out until somebody came up to him and said, "Well, where's your tip jar?" And the same thing happened to me. I was playing at tailgates. First gig I played. Somebody said, "Where's your tip jar?" And I said, well, "I don't have one,
Yeah, yeah.
And then I said, "Well, I better get one, right?"
Yeah, yeah.
And same with Tom Nelson. He as soon as somebody told him that, he got one, and all of a sudden now people were. He calls it the love jug. That's
The
what he calls it,
love
the love jug. I love, and it's fun. You can have little clever sayings. Mine says, "Just the tip, please,"
Yeah, that's all
or
right.
show me your tips.
That's all right.
Yeah,
That's cool.
So yeah.
You gotta get the odd person that requests something that is not on your repertoire.
Oh, absolutely.
Probably every gig, right?
Freebird, $100.
Yeah,
Yeah,
up front too.
Up front. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Put the $100 in the tip jar,
Yeah, yeah.
and I'll play the
Yeah,
first three
exactly,
chords. That's all you're
exactly.
getting of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Sweet Caroline, another one.
No,
That's going to cost you to hear those ones.
So you're gigging a lot.
I am. During the summers are tough for me because I do travel a lot. So coming up in the summer, I generally try to play 4 to 5 times a month, But during the summer, that's going to scale back a little bit because, like I said, I travel a little bit throughout the summer, and it's a little tougher. But I plan to play, coming into the fall, probably 6 gigs a month is what I'm
Now,
looking
where's
to do.
most of your gigs? I see you play You're doing Niagara. You do Hamilton.
Yeah.
Well, because you're from Hamilton.
Yeah, I'm
right?
from Hamilton. Yeah. So I play. I mean, my range it goes really from, I would say, Etobicoke. I play Brampton too. So I mean, Etobicoke,
Shoo.
Brampton. Yeah.
That's
so,
out there.
Yeah. So it's a little ways out there. So I did a couple shows up at Spot One there, which is a great place to play.
Yeah, they've had some
Beautiful
pretty good
place.
acts
Yeah,
out there.
And played a little bit in Etobicoke, a little bit in Hamilton, playing Port Colborne, Welland, Niagara Falls.
I know, you're
St. Catharines.
everywhere.
And then during the summer, I play a little bit in the Kawartha Lakes regions as well because I spent some time out there. So, yeah.
Anything else you want to talk about while I got you?
I mean, that's really it, man. I just hope people come out and support live music. That's the most important thing because live music is the key, And I play only cover music, but I play it in my own style. And I think whether I play cover music or originals, it's live music is live music.
Doesn't matter, man.
It's the feeling that you get from the live music.
That's exactly.
And if it's done well, it doesn't matter what you're playing.
I've seen you, and it's enjoyable. So you got to catch Ryan if you see him out in. He's everywhere, man. Trust me. His stuff's all over social media. He's there. He's out there doing his thing. If you see him out there, go and see him, man. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
Take your wife out, have something to eat, right?
Absolutely.
Request a song or two, and have a good time.
Yeah.
Right.
Be sure to tip. And add me on Facebook and Instagram, Live Jukebox Experience at Live Jukebox Experience. And you can go to my website, livejukeboxexperience.com. So.
Anybody you want to shout out to tonight?
Just shout out to all the bars and restaurants that allow me to play. I love. I've got some shows coming up at Blackburn Brewhouse in Niagara Falls. I'm going to be playing at Jack Astor's at Eastgate in Hamilton.
Very good.
That one's coming up in July 6th, and then again I think on the 16th. I'm going to be at the Powerhouse in Hamilton there.
That's I've heard that's a great place.
Yeah, Powerhouse is a great. It's going to be my first time there.
Isn't that Stony Creek?
Stony Creek, yeah.
Stony
Creek, yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
So I've got that, and then I'm going to be. I got another gig up in the Kawarthas in July as well.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. So
there you go.
Yeah. So.
See, Mr. Ryan Ruicci's getting around, baby.
Yeah.
It's getting
the
around.
rounds, yeah.
I want to thank you, Ryan, for coming on. It's a pleasure when you come on.
Thank you, man.
I haven't seen you in a while, and you even brought Daddy tonight with them for backup.
Security.
The security, yeah. Joe doesn't see well, but he's here.
Yeah, he swings well.
That's right, man. So anyway, I want to say thank you to Ryan. When he's out, go catch him. Thank you very much.
Thank you, man.
Good night. Say good night.
Have a good night.